Welcome back, everyone. He's an entertainment reporter by trade, but stepped into another world of journalism, exploring his Polish roots. In the early 1940s, Joseph Stalin deported over 1 million Poles to hard labor in the Siberian gulags, then aligned with the Allies to fight Germany. And history kind of got forgotten as the world would fall into World War II, but had a lasting effect on families, including our next guest, author Greg Archer. New book is called Grace Revealed, a memoir of his family's plight during the war and many years after. Let's say hi to Greg Archer. How are you, Greg?
Great. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Good to have you on board.
Much.
Well, tell us, how did this all get started? This is kind of a journey, so to speak, right?
Yes, this all got started. I was in a Bikram yoga class, and I literally asked for a sign on what I should do about my family. That's really what happened. And then the next thing I know, I walked into my office, and there was a broken picture frame of my family sitting on my desk. And I thought, okay, that was quick. How did that happen? So I knew I was supposed to investigate my family's past more. And that's really where it began, and I started investigating it.
And did you know, were there stories that had bubbled up over the years, or were you getting into uncharted territory?
Both. There were stories that bubbled up. I had often heard about what my family went through during the 1940s when I was growing up, how they ended up in Africa, and I sort of fixated on Africa. I was like, well, how'd they get to Africa? And I kept backtracking the story. Oh, before Africa, we were in India. Before India, we were in the Middle East. Before the Middle East, we were in Uzbekistan. Before Uzbekistan, we were in a Soviet gulag. And we were taken from our home from, Eastern Poland.
Well, let's stop there. Why don't you give our viewers a little 30-second snippet of exactly what happened in 1940?
1940, Stalin came into Eastern Poland and began deporting what would be nearly 1 million Polish people and sent them to Siberian slave labor. This is after 1939 when Hitler and Stalin signed an agreement to divide up Poland. And so Hitler, took the western part, and Stalin decided to take the eastern part. And so he sent many people in boxcars, my family included, to the Siberian gulags where they worked for slave labor. And so my family was there for about 18 months. Among many others.
These are your grandparents now?
My grandparents, my mother, and my aunts and uncles, yes.
And your mother very young at the time?
3 years old, yeah, 3 years old.
So you have done a series of interviews with family. Your uncle, I guess, was one of the people you talked to?
Yes, my uncle John Migut he really wanted the story to be told, so I started with him. I asked him to just jot down some information, and then he gave it to me, and I sort of freaked out. I'm like, wow, he did it. And so I started with him. I, recorded some things with him, audio, video, and then proceeded to go forward with the rest of the family as well. So yeah.
And an awful boxcars out there, horrible conditions. A lot of them died, right?
Many of those who were deported passed away. There, about 1 million were deported. Nearly half of them perished by the time they were set free in 1941.
Yeah. Talk about your grandmother, because she was the strong one through all this, right? Yeah,
my grandmother Jadwiga Migut. That woman, I don't know how she survived. I mean, it takes me months to get over a mood swing, so I don't know how this woman managed to keep her family.
And 7
intact.
Kids, right?
7 kids, yeah. Yeah, she, there was an amazing resilience to that woman, and many other Polish people, many other Polish women, mothers, who were trying to keep their, families intact. But she was, she was very, very faithful, very religious. I think, she prayed often, but something got her through that. She's a very strong woman. Yeah, I mean, to travel, once they're freed from these camps, to find the Polish army in Uzbekistan, to wander 2,000 kilometers by train or by walking. She had something really unbreakable in her.
Tell us, why was this history kind of forgotten?
Well, the people that I interviewed beyond my family, it was very revealing to me. Once Stalin became an ally in World War II, after Hitler attacked Russia, the camps were liberated and everyone was freed. But I think once the war ended, I think unlike the Nazi Jewish experience, Hitler, everyone knew about that. Poland became a communist country. Stalin, was ruling it basically. Nobody really had a chance to talk about it. And I think it was like, well, Stalin helped us, so let's not really talk about what he did. These people are freed.
And quickly, the reaction from the Polish people and in Poland, can they read this book as well?
Yes, they can. Yeah, it's they can read it. The reaction has been very positive. I think for the first time in a very long time, they feel like their story has been given justice. Like this sort of an uncharted or untold or underreported part of history is finally being brought to light, which is really great.
And have you changed a little bit?
Have I changed? I have changed like 11,000 times over. Yes.
That's right. It takes you, what, 3 weeks to get over a mood swing? Right?
Yes, it does.
Well, it's a great read and fascinating history, too, and a story that needs to be told. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you here, Greg.
It's great to be here.
If you'd like more information about Grace Revealed, log on to gregarcher.com. That's gregarcher.com. That's it for this week's edition of Base Sunday. We'll be back next weekend. Until then, have a good day, everybody.